Hello, this is Future Owen speaking. The first section of the introduction has some weird background noise, and we're not quite sure why that is. I think it might have been really windy. Anyway, it clears up in about, as soon as the introduction's over. Anyway, enjoy the show.
So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first.
Ladies, gentlemen, Ugnaughts of that's all, folks. Age. Welcome to Hell of a Pilot episode 27. Today, as always, we have the self-proclaimed help guru, OG Mike.
Thank you, Owen. I'm here to help guide the listener's experience, and if they have any life questions, anything they need sort of advice on, relationships, X-Wing, I do it all.
How
Yes?
do you fold a fitted sheet?
Oh, no, that can't be done.
Oh.
Namaste. And of course, 7-time Grammy Award winner, Lockie. How are you, Lockie?
I mean, it was 8, but that's fine.
Oh, we've got the best recording in a Star Wars-related podcast.
Yes, we are. We're here. So, let's have a chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a chat about how very, very, very disappointed I am with FFG. And at this point,
Actually, you know what? This is a personal message to FFG, actually.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sick of you trolling me. I'm sick of you trolling this podcast. God damn it, guys. Do something more productive with your time.
We're so glad that you're listening, but also upset that the only reason you listen is to play jokes on us.
Last time we were just like, we're not sure if we're gonna have content like that we can just easily put out for at least a couple of months. And then you give us possibly the biggest release to date. The day after we record.
In under 12 hours.
I just finished editing it and it was just like, hey guys. Oh my god, it was very, very...
You should have seen our group chat.
It was like...
I'm going into panic mode, thinking, all right, how do we space this out? How do we make up filler content that won't annoy people too much?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, just a series of OMGs. Wait, is that possibly the X-Wing fix? God damn it, FFG.
Well, we're here recording tonight, so I expect something tomorrow. You know what will happen? It'll probably be my beloved TIE Hunter will drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they're preparing to release Wave 15 as we sit here.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're waiting for the banner. You're tipping them off, Lockie, with the banners.
what?
The
It's the banners.
The
We've
banners
said-
that say we're now recording. We're recording tonight. You're tipping them off.
No,
They knew it.
Mate. If I worked for FFG, we would be sitting here playing with the new X-Wings. We wouldn't be talking about it.
Okay, so, in all seriousness, Mike, what are we going to talk about tonight?
I think a little thing called Wave 15.
14.
14?
14.
Sorry, I've
Sorry,
messed with
no,
you
you
there.
mixed my waves anyway. But anyway, the Wave 14, which is very exciting. It's the Rebel expansion pack, which is Saw Gerrera's U-Wing and the X-Wing. And the very, very smexy looking TIE Reaper.
Yes, that does look cool. What are you waiting for? What are we waiting for? Deploy the Reaper! Yep. A quick question. The U-Wing, the paint scheme, is that the paint scheme from Rogue One?
No, it's Saw's Rebels, which is you would notice the paint scheme in the Rebels cartoon. The Partisans were Saw Gerrera's group. There's a black and white X-Wing in the film, but it's that crashed.
Like 5
it's the crashed
seconds.
one.
Yeah,
you don't see it flying. It's,
you just see it. Just the moment when they're all evacuating the Rebel base as the wave of rocks and dirt is coming, you sort of see them run past it. So
that's where I've seen it before.
Yes.
Yep.
There's like a nosedived one in the street, and Beige
Correct.
Malbus is standing there.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah.
So that's what we're going to talk about. Lockie, anything else?
Yeah, we're going to do the lore section. As usual, it's my turn this week. And I decided for a couple of reasons that I was going to do Lando Calrissian.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about Lando and the old Falcon and Cloud City and...
Very timely with the new Solo movie coming out.
Very topical.
Well, yeah.
And can we do? And we're going to talk about his. We're going to talk about his canon, Millennium Falcon, or is that something else?
No, I always do. I always do Legends stuff. When it's my turn to do lore sections, I always look back. I mean, the new canon's fine and everything, but for me, the fun and the sentiment and the nostalgia is all in Legends. So I'd always talk about Legends stuff.
That's completely fair because he's far more fleshed out in Legends, isn't he?
He is, but I think Lando's a surprisingly underused character in the EU. Like he was one of the core characters in Empire and Return of the Jedi, but he doesn't pop up as much as the others. But anyway,
he was used a bit in Rebels, wasn't he?
Yep, some of the early
episode of Rebels.
Yeah. He was pretty cool. Yeah. He's been used in that sort of it. The new movie, it's not out yet.
No, but he pops up. But just before we get into this episode, I just wanted to talk about two things from our previous episode. The first thing was I uploaded the last episode to Podbean last week, and I checked at exactly an hour after that to see what the downloads were, because I had the afternoon off. And at 60 minutes, we had 60 downloads.
Oh, nice.
So we're getting a download a minute, which I think is pretty nice.
Fantastic.
Thank you, listeners.
Yeah,
and the other thing was I was listening back to Mike's lore section because I just thought it was fantastic. And I was listening to it at work, and the factory where I work is in an industrial precinct near a light airfield. And at the point where Mike goes, TIE fighters would occasionally be ordered to low fly and buzz populated areas. I heard this of this plane landing, and I was like, this is where it happens. This is how I die. TIE fighters are coming. It was an amazing coincidence. I couldn't believe it.
All right. I think we're all very excited for this episode. It's been 2 weeks in the making. It's on with the show.
Greetings, citizens, and welcome to Holonet Afternoon Drive Time News. Today we bring you an update on the progress of the DS-1 Orbital Battle Station. The station is a virtuous and noble new form of galactic defense, keeping your empire safer through non-violence. It achieved this by projecting so much strength that the enemies of the Emperor will simply be too scared to fight, giving up on any thought of rebellion before a shot is fired. What could be more honorable than that? In all fairness, though, the only way for that to work is to give the Peace Sphere an extremely large weapon. For that reason, the Empire calls on great minds like that of Galen Erso, a loyal hero who uses his vast intelligence to design the planet-altering laser that the DS-1 uses to defend itself. Clearly, without Erso, we could not... Yes. I have just been handed an urgent bulletin. Galen Erso is a traitor and a terrorist. In fact, his contributions to the DS-1 were fairly minor, and proper Imperial scientists always suspected that he was disloyal, merely using his minimal intellect to benefit them where they found it appropriate. One such example of a fine scientist and exemplary project manager is Director Orson Krennic. Director Krennic is a prodigious and prolific inventor, famous for optimizing the prototypes in the Advanced Weapons Research Division of the Empire. It's a sad fact of life that decent Imperial citizens are occasionally burdened by bad apples like Galen Erso, but thankfully we have the likes of Orson Krennic to... Yes? I see. I have just been handed an urgent bulletin. Orson Krennic is no longer in command of the DS-1, following a dispute with Grand Moff Tarkin in which the former director was proved to be grossly incompetent. It is common knowledge that Krennic represented everything that is wrong with the officer corps, doing too much reading and not getting the job done. Krennic was fired by Tarkin at the Imperial base on Scarif. Not much is known, but an officer who was there was able to tell us that he was very, very fired. To end our broadcast on a happy note, don't forget to head down to the Everything is Fine parade in Capital City on Lothal. Governor Arinda Price is holding the parade as a reward for workers from the local TIE Defender factory because everything is fine. Were you working at a Defender factory last week? Congratulations, you've won a front row seat to the parade. Were you on Lothal last week but not working at the factory? Congratulations, you're wanted for questioning. Please report to your nearest Stormtrooper barracks after this broadcast. This is HoloNet News.
That went full 1984. It was fantastic.
Oh, that was good.
It was, that last bit was just a reminder to anybody who hasn't realised that Rebels has started again. So
Yes.
go and
No spoilers there,
Rebels.
but some
no
pretty
spoilers, but watch
pretty
Rebels.
significant plot development.
I need
Yeah.
to see it.
Yes.
You guys mentioned it a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, I'll binge watch it. I haven't yet, and I kind of got a minor spoiler, I think. And I'm like, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out.
Yep.
Okay, Orson Krennic, first or second?
Well, I mean, let's go. Let's start with the Empire.
Yes.
Save the best for last.
Best for first.
Well, the best for first. Yeah, I'm very, 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 very excited about this one.
All right, well, Mike, go for it.
Take it away.
The TIE Reaper, so known from Rogue One, which we saw for a glorious maybe 3 seconds.
There's one of those shots that movies occasionally have
Yeah.
that you can just see written on the screen the
Yeah.
words, "We're going to make toys of this later."
We are talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Everything is made to be
Yeah.
a toy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, TIE Reaper, it is a support utility ship. It is a small base ship, which I'm really pleased to see. So,
So am I, actually.
yeah, another large base ship with a front firing arc only I would have just gone, meh.
For carrying
For carrying the Emperor.
Yeah, it's a Palmobile, except now with a smaller template.
Another small base ship that will be in a box and charged for large base ship dollars. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just
Full large base ship dollars. Question? Maybe? I don't know.
It's in a large box, so I think
Is
it's
it?
gonna be, yeah, it's going to be like the TIE Silencer.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
So, a little bit of controversy about this new move from FFG about boxing up small ships, but we'll see.
I'm not okay with this.
Anyway,
Yeah, but watch that stop exactly nobody from buying them.
That's true.
Anyway,
look, I would dare say most Imperial players are going to be excited by this one. It's small base. If you look at the stat line, it's got 3 attack, 3 red dice, 1 agility. You can, if you want, put a lightweight frame on this baby.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you probably would be as well, wouldn't you?
Yep. 6 hull and 2 shields. That's pretty chunky.
It is. It certainly is. And
It's 8 health, so that will not be alpha striked off the board.
you already mentioned lightweight frame. The fact is, it can take an evade action as well.
Correct.
Now, I think Palpmobiles don't usually care too much about their own actions. So you just evade every turn, and that's 2 dice you roll plus an evade. It's going to be survivable.
speaking of not caring about their own action, there is something else that it can do, Mike.
It's the jam function, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's jam.
So, jam. So this is another example of what was an epic.
It's different.
Oh, it's different?
Small base ship
Yes.
is different to large base ship.
Sorry,
Jam.
correction, but yeah. So anyway,
Please go on.
So
Well, it's
let's
going to
go.
be like the jam cannon, which is you receive a jam token, then you have to take a token of yours as an action to remove that, or if
Yep.
you already have a token, the jam goes on and removes it.
Yep.
So we'll talk about this a little bit later on, but I reckon 4 of these with the jam is going to be kind of like, it's the Ozatuk, by
Yeah.
the way. It's the Imperial Ozatuk, because it's only upgrades to 2 crew,
Yeah.
and it's got 1 wacky action in the
Yeah.
jam, whereas the other the Ozatuk has
Yeah.
reinforce.
Yep.
Yeah.
Price point wise, so we've got pilot skill 6 pilot who has an EPT coming in at 26 points, which is really cheap.
That's not bad for. Well, okay. What it doesn't tell us what the lowest one is gonna price point at.
Price point, but I wouldn't be surprised with 1920.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good with the Emperor.
Yeah, with the Emperor, because when you think about it, the base Omicron shuttle, the old Palp carrier at PS2 was 21 points.
Yeah, right.
So all this has to be is 20, and you've made a profit.
Yeah.
And a small base.
And a small base, yeah.
Yeah. So, look, What's notable about this, it's going to come with a couple of really interesting cards. There's the Death Troopers, which I'm really not that excited to buy. So,
Oh, what?
Yeah,
The Death Trooper, I had an actual panic attack until I realised those things were unique. Like, if they weren't unique, they would be among the most broken things.
yeah.
Let's have a chat about
Yeah.
what the actual Death Troopers are.
So I will read the. So the card says it's 2 point and it takes up 2 crew slots. Okay. So Imperial only. It's unique. After another friendly ship at range 1 becomes the defender. If you are inside the attacker's firing arc at range 1, 2, 3, the attacker receives a 1 stress token.
So, Lockie,
Yeah.
why are you panicking?
I'm not anymore. I was only panicking when I thought you could have as many of these as you want. As a unique, as a one-off, they're not broken, they're balanced, they're fine, they're good. I was only worried when I thought you could have lots of them because if like it's stress control, but it's passive. So all you have to do is if you have a high value ship, get the Death Troopers on another chassis near the high value ship, and if the enemy shoots the high value ship, then they get a stress on the Death Troopers, and then it becomes kind of a soft bigs thing if they decide to shoot the Death Troopers that are a less valuable target because they don't want the stress.
Yeah.
But imagine a scenario where you could have as many of these as you wanted, 4 Reapers, 4
with
Death Troopers,
yeah.
fly them in a group.
Yeah. That's probably why they're
always stress no
unique.
matter what. Exactly.
That's why they're unique.
Yeah.
Yes. Look.
But I've seen people theory crafting lists that have Death Troopers on a cheap TIE bomber shuttle.
Yeah.
So it's 20 points. You just kind of fly it near something else. But that's 20 points, and that's a lot.
Yeah, and you could just
but-
put Rebel Craptor for 3.
Well, the other build,
Yeah,
the other
that's
build
good.
is on a Decimator, which has 3 crew slots, I think.
Yeah, with
The
Kylo.
The Death Troopers
Yep.
and the Rebel Captive on there.
Oh.
Don't shoot it, get a stress. Shoot it, get a stress.
That's just mean.
That is mean, but the Imperials are not out to make friends.
This is true.
Look,
I'm not blown away by this.
No, I think there's a lot of conditions to meet there.
There
I think.
is,
I think
and-
for a janky build, like Lockie, what you're talking about before, a Decimator with kind of like a stress build kind of thing like that, I think be interesting, but no.
You don't actually have to do anything to make it work.
No,
All
you
have to
don't.
do is sit there with it.
Yeah, look, I tell you what, probably in Epic,
Yeah.
that would be good.
Especially
Like on a Raider.
yeah,
It has all those crew slots. Yeah.
well, on the Raider, and also because the Raider has a massive firing arc.
Correct.
Whereas this one, like, oh yeah, this would be spectacular on a Raider because it's
Yeah.
like, look, my firing arc is the board.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's range 1 to 3.
Yeah.
And what this means is you're putting it on a carrier, which means your carrier's in the fray.
Yeah, but you're not using your own firing arc though for this. It's the enemy's firing arc.
If you're inside the
The
attacker's
enemy's firing arc
yeah,
at range
so,
1 to
yeah.
3.
If you,
But you still have to
be in the fray.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
still.
I see. Oh, yeah, I'm
yeah.
wrong about the Raider.
But no, you're right about the Raider. I mean, the Raider is quite long,
Yeah.
so the Raider's going to be in
Gonna
the
be in
enemy's
the
firing
firing
arc
arc,
fairly easily.
Yeah. But look, not so much. Let's talk about the one that I think I'm excited about and everybody else is excited about, which is...
I don't know.
Well,
Go ahead.
while we're waiting for that, I think it's worth saying that it's good that the Emperor is in this pack.
Yes.
Because the only way to
Oh,
get
is he?
Yes.
Sick.
the only way to get it before was in the Raider.
Yes.
They needed to re-release the card because it had been changed.
Yes.
And they weren't. I think it would have been a bit unfair to say, okay, everyone who's bought a Raider now has to buy a second one.
Yeah.
So now the players have easy access to the Emperor.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Future Owen again. The TIE Reaper absolutely does not come with Palpatine.
I'm looking forward to flying him for the first time because I never have.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of these and fly him. It's going to be great.
Yeah, look, it's good. I mean, it makes the Emperor a little bit more accessible. It's like the old C-3PO, which is only available in the old Tantive Epic pack as well, initially.
A couple of years ago, it was in a quarterly tournament.
Yeah, that's right. And it was raining C-3POs everywhere.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
I think Owen, you could still get about 30 of
I
them.
do have lots of C-3POs. Of course, Mike, I know that the car that you're very, very excited about, it is clearly Decoy.
I know.
Hit it
The
right
decoy meta is here.
Oh, it's going to come back. A Decoy meta. But in all honesty, we're talking about Director Krennic.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it, Mike?
Yeah, so let's read it out. So, during setup, before the place forces setup, assign the optimized prototype condition to a friendly galactic empire, and that's really important.
Galactic Empire.
So not First Order.
Yep.
So not your FOs, not your SF, not any of those kind of things.
With 3 shields or
With
lower.
3 shields or lower. So if we looked at the text for optimized prototype,
Once I can find it.
It's just up there a little bit higher.
yeah.
Wait, I can do this way. That's scrambled. That's targeting scrambled. I don't know. Hang on.
It's this. So optimized prototype. Increase your shield value by 1. Once per round, when performing a primary weapon attack, you may spend 1 dice result to remove 1 shield from the defender. So that's the ship with the condition on it, not the ship Krennic is in.
Yes.
So
You know what that means?
Yes.
What?
Defender Medic's back.
Yes.
Defender meta.
yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it does.
So Krennic is 5 points.
It's
So-
really good.
So I'm thinking, Krennic, Kylo on a decimator,
If you're gonna,
paired with a defender.
Once per round, when you're performing a primary action,
primary weapon attack.
you may spend 1 result. Is that a 1 hit result?
Yep.
No, just 1 dice result.
1 dice result.
So you can spend a blank.
Yes, spend a
It's like,
blank.
look at that dice roll. Go and spend that blank.
There's
Wow.
one thing I've never quite understood about spending. Like, imagine a scenario where you roll 3 blanks. You're going to spend it and take a shield because that's excellent. That's an excellent trade. If you roll 3 hits, right? Is it worth spending 1 to just automatically take the shield? Because if your enemy rolls 3 evades, you want
yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you would just do this.
yeah.
Okay.
So you're pretty much guaranteed damage, like against shields.
yeah.
Okay,
if
so
your
that's-
enemies have no shields, then
Yeah. So like once you whittle through the shields on some of the other ships, then there's sort of this card.
It's
sort
like
of
an anti R2D2.
actually, you know what? Against a Miranda, against a regen.
Yeah. It's good.
This
really good.
actually this in fact, if anything, this is a hard counter to the regen mechanic. So like a Miranda and R2D2, because you're seeing a lot of that stuff at the moment. Look, 5 points. I think it's priced well.
Yeah.
it's a shield upgrade, which is 4 points plus something else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Is half the text missing?
Well, there's debate about that at the moment because there is precedent for a condition card to be covered in text. There's precedent for a condition card to be half blank. So there's a good chance that everything we see is everything we're going to get, but that's not guaranteed. But at the moment, if we assume that what you see is all that you will get, Director Krennic is a good candidate for going on a decimator with Gerrera, because as soon as the condition is applied, he's out the door.
Yeah.
And
Actually, that's a really good. So Gerrera is when you can
That's
can
hilarious.
discard. Yeah. So and actually, it's almost
We
almost
stand
thematic.
here amongst my achievements. Out the door you go.
yeah. And find achievements they are too. Now get along. We need to clean the seats. But yeah, this one you're saying defender meta, but this is going to go nicely with Vader.
Yeah.
Because he'll get an extra shield. Why not? And
Yeah.
if he can be spending a blank result to get rid of his shields for his advanced targeting computer to punch a crit through.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah, that's really good.
Look, I like it. Look, I like this. And you know what? Even it's very possible. Like we keep talking about the Reaper being the next Palp shuttle, but you know what? It could easily take Krennic in the Reaper as well. So it's going to be cheaper too. So I expect a lot of experimentation with Krennic builds. He will be the core of some Decimator plus Ace. He'll be the core of some triple, sort of support. Like I think what the Reaper is something which I think Empire has lacked for a long time, which is apart from Palp in the Omicron shuttle, an actual decent support ship.
Yeah,
The bomber hasn't
the TIE
done
bomber
a
shuttle kind of.
It tried. I mean, and the TIE bomber. You know what? The TIE bomber is actually good. Like I enjoy flying it, but in terms of competitive, it's
What this has that the TIE bomber doesn't have is 3 red dice.
correct.
Like if this thing has to mix it up in a fight by itself, it's going to be able to. The jam action is going to be pretty good. Yeah. Like
Look, and
enemies
you know what?
firing unmodified dice at you.
Yeah, and you know what? price point wise, I don't know. We might see squads with a couple of Reapers. It might, you know what I mean? Like it's sort of, depending on the dial. And I don't think the dial is going to be as critical for some other ships.
Well, you can see on the dial that too hard is red, so that's some good old days of the shuttle, isn't it?
Yeah.
The four Wookiee build is a thing. I reckon 4 of these in a build is going to be a thing. Similarly, because you're just going to get bunched up. The enemy's going to have jam tokens stacked on them.
Yeah.
Because your 4 Reapers are just going to be like, jam.
Yeah.
Boom, and they're going to have to
jam you.
Yeah.
They're going to have to chew through 4 stacked jam tokens before they can get the actions.
Yeah.
Let's call them the 4 Horsemen. A list of 4
I like
Reapers
it.
is
Yeah,
the 4
this is the 4.
All right,
I like done.
I've
Sold.
always wanted to name a build. Somebody please do this for me.
Anyway, should we talk about the named pilot before, and then we'll jump into the more...
The only one we can read.
Yeah, so Major Vermeil, he's coming at 26 points. So when attacking the defender...
When attacking, if the defender does not have a focus or evade token, you may change one of your blank or eye results to a hit. This is designed to synergize with the jam action.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put Opportunist on here for very silly reasons.
Or also, hotshot co-pilot as
points.
well.
Oh.
So
I said silly. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Highest pilot skill is pilot skill 6. This isn't going to be an ace kind of thing. But
No.
I think this is those nice mid-level aces that we're starting to see, like people with really good abilities, and they're kind of like, well, yeah, you're right, I'm not an ace, but I'm still really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Decoy is in this pack. The highest pilot skill...
It's coming.
The highest pilot skill in this pack is 6.
Yeah.
Decoy, I think, costs 2 points, either 2 or 1. Mm-hmm. Decoy on the PS6 guy, if you've got a higher PS ship who doesn't have a shot, the PS6 Reaper could just take the pilot skill from that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, someone might do it.
Look, there's also, we should mention what else comes in there.
There's a couple of things in there that we can't even read.
Well, system officer we know.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
2 of those.
that's a good,
2 of them.
2 of them. You know what? That is actually a good crew member.
Only if the dial's got a bit more green on it, though, because you have to do a green move to make systems officer work.
So, which maybe hints at it. There being, I would imagine there'd be some. You know, what'd be interesting if this had a 1 forward.
Oh, I reckon it will. Absolutely.
Yeah, like a 1 green forward.
Yeah, I totally think it does.
So I'd be seeing something like that, and some 1 bank, some green banks. I'd say there'd be a 3 green, like a 2 green or something like that. So.
There's a couple of others there. Look like tactical officer.
Yep, it's we can't guess what it's going to be, but it's Imperial only.
Yep, and ISB.
ISB something.
The Imperial Security Bureau.
Yeah, so that's the equivalent of their KGB.
Yeah, that's
So
what what's his name? The Imperial guy from the show. There was a token.
Yep. God.
Callus.
That's the one.
Callus is from the
one of
ISB. Agent Callus is from that.
Yeah.
And they also have something which almost looks like multi-gaming or something that.
It's multi something I want to say camouflage, but there
Yeah,
might
I
not
wanna
be
say
enough.
that too.
It's unique, small ship only. It's going to be like a countermeasures style thing, I reckon.
Yeah, and another one which we have no idea about.
The other
Advanced
ones,
ailerons?
yeah,
Yeah.
It looks like it, but
yeah, because this is the same as it's a similar ship to the TIE Striker that has an ailerons title.
Yeah.
It looks like it says treat your something maneuver, and something reveal your and stressed and white bank. So it's gonna, if the dial isn't great on its own, it might be that you put this title on it, changes the dial somewhat. Like you can do something white,
A
if you did
little bit
something
more
red
flexibility.
or something like that. Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
actually
potentially really interesting. I think not just as a palp carrier, but as in sort of all kinds of ways. I think Krennic is really interesting.
not even as an Imperial player. I think this is going to be a great box.
I think it's gonna have an impact. I expect to see a lot of these.
I like it. I'm excited. I'm excited. If anyone gets that big Kev joke,
you know what? FFG, I reckon definitely last few waves, they've really put out good ships.
They've also put out a U-wing.
What though? Okay. I think Lachlan and I were joking the other day. So should we get into the Renegades pack? But the reason the U-wings in the Renegades pack, because somewhere in China was a massive warehouse full of unsold U-wings.
Yeah. So they've just painted them and put them in another box. Yeah.
oh my god. So let's talk about this U-wing, and we'll talk about the U-wing first. There has a pilot skill 1, and there's actually 2 pilot skill 1s in this box.
Okay, so
Is that 5?
No. All right. So here's the thing. All right, listeners. Then for the next couple of minutes, we'll try and keep it down. That there's going to be some discussion that would really help if we had visual aids, because we're going to discuss maybe a trick by the art department. Actually, tell you what. Our mate Harry Nick has made a video about this. Go and watch his video about Wave 14 on YouTube, and you'll see what we're talking about. But there's four cards.
5.
4 cards next to each other,
Yes.
where the U-wing pilots would be, and there's 6 pilots next to each other where the X-wing pilots would be. Now, 5 of those are generic X-wings, which doesn't make sense. So the current theory on the forum is it's supposed to be 3 generic X-wings and 2 generic U-wings, but they've put in the art for the X-wing 5 times.
Just as a mistake.
Well, there was actually a lot of when this article first dropped, there was a lot of errors in the article.
Yeah.
Because it referred to the paint as red and white rather than black and white.
And then a few hours later it changed.
And
It's all code.
Yeah,
It's all code.
It's like a Da Vinci Code. And also the base that was on the U-wing was actually an X-wing base.
Really?
Yeah.
It's all code.
It was like a big base X-wing. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, somebody read the red and white paint job, and they stood up and they boarded a plane to Russia. They didn't know why. They just did it. But yeah, so I'm not super impressed there's a U-wing in this pack. I'm not going to complain about it too much. I just think that if you buy multiple of these packs, you're going to be stuck with multiple U-wings. I just fly one U-wing at a time. If they fix the U-wing in this pack and people find the U-wing flyable, then that's great. But there's never going to be more than one in a squad, and people who already have one, they're going to buy this and have 2.
I've got one sitting in the cupboard.
It just seems really wasteful. I don't know why they've done this.
So there's 2 named pilots. One's probably Saw Gerrera.
One is Saw Gerrera.
And the other is...
I looked her up. The other pilot, because she's a crew member in this pack as well.
Is she?
I looked her up. Is Magva Yarrow.
She looks awesome.
She does look
I
awesome.
remember her.
She looks Black Ops as.
Yeah, she looks like... Have you guys seen, or have any listeners seen 3 Billboards, a movie that's just come out? It's up for Best Picture of the Oscars. Yep. Basically, just picture Frances McDormand, but put her in Star Wars, and you've got
Excellent.
that. So now, often crew cards and pilot cards have the similar or same abilities. Now, as a crew card, her ability is after you defend against an attack, acquire a target lock on the attacker. Which is pretty cool. Like, for example, chuck her in an Ozatuk, or chuck her in something with a lower pilot skill. It gets shot at, and then you get a target lock for free. So you get in position, take a focus, get shot. All of a sudden, you got focus and target lock.
So it's efficiency. How many points is she? Do we know?
We don't know how many points. She would want to be only 1 or 2, or she's going to be shelved.
Yeah,
But,
it's still pretty good.
not a bad ability. And
For something not on a U-wing.
But on the chassis, that might be her ability. I don't know.
Be good on a Lothal Rebel Ghost.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, those things are going to get hammered.
Yeah.
That's their point.
With 0 agility. Okay, the Saw Gerrera crew card.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Hit me.
Okay, for 1 point.
1 point.
When attacking, you may suffer 1 damage to change all of your eye results to crit results.
Damn.
Yeah, so Nora Wexley called, and she...
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
God. That doesn't even care.
Yeah, so
No.
Nora Wexley,
Yes.
R2-D2, spend a target lock,
Yep.
take 1 damage, essentially add a crit, dial up a green move, take a green move, and all of this was for free.
Yeah.
Damn.
For 1 point.
Also, the R2-D2 crew could do a similar thing if you wanted to put Saw Gerrera on an Ozatuk or a...
wound.
Yeah, so Saw Gerrera is essentially a 1 point upgrade to the R2-D2 card, whatever function it comes in. So yeah, I've seen online lots of people saying, "Hey, we'll put Saw Gerrera on Wolf Warrow, and it'll be awesome because we'll be making him hurt himself, and we'll make his ability trigger."
Yeah.
Now, guys,
Still works, yeah.
I'm not saying
I'm a Wolf Warrior expert,
Yeah.
but I've flown Wolf Warrior more times than you've had hot dinners.
Yes.
And, like, yes, taking damage does make his ability go off, but your ships die when they take too many damage.
Yeah. So how many times can you pull that off?
So go easy.
Yeah.
But unless you put the R2D2.
Well, look, in a
crew
way,
card,
it's kind of like it's the Rebel equivalent of the Vader crew, which is
good point.
yeah, take a couple damage to
Take
deal,
one damage to force a crit.
force crit.
Yeah.
So it's less punishing in that way. But I agree with you, Lockie. Paired on Nora, or any of those.
Laughing.
Yeah, they're really good. I also noticed that they gave him the short haircut, not the haircut that he had actually in Rogue One. The big crazy hair thing. So,
But I'm looking at
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker's face though on the card.
Yeah.
The Saw Gerrera art seems to be the most accurate art
Yeah.
effort he's ever.
so we don't have a Goblin Hera.
No, because
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
some of them, you look at them and you go, "What? Who were you painting a picture of?" Because
Yeah.
it sure as hell wasn't Dash or whatever. But
Yeah, I mean, FFG,
That's fantastic,
just go to DeviantArt and just download some better, get some better stuff.
Just give someone some money and
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
So the targeting scrambler system.
Yes, this is
It's
interesting.
pretty good for memes.
This is this has got people arguing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are they upset about?
Hit it.
All right. So
Let's dive into the controversy.
So the targeting scrambler costs 0 points. So immediately you should be interested. A free upgrade, right?
Yep.
At the start of the planning phase, you may receive a weapons disabled token to choose a ship at range 1 to 3 and assign it the scrambled condition. So you have the targeting scrambler, you scramble an enemy. This is not something you do to a friendly ship or the ship that it's on, all right? So the scrambled condition. When attacking a ship at range 1 that is equipped with the targeting scrambler upgrade, you cannot modify your attack dice. At the end of the combat phase, remove this card.
Okay.
There's so many burning hoops you have to jump through to make this thing work.
The gunship, can it take this?
It's a system.
Yeah, can the gunship take it?
Which gunship?
The Imperial one that can fire missiles. With the one that looks like a
The Alpha Wing.
The gunboat. The gunboat doesn't have systems, no.
Okay, that was the question. Okay, I don't know then.
So the obvious answer is this goes on the Palp shuttle if you're still going to fly a Lambda.
Yeah. That was my immediate thought because it's a 0 point upgrade.
Because the main arguments I've seen are people saying, okay, this effect has way too many steps to make it worth it. But the other side of that coin is it's a free upgrade. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's a bit like collision detector, which is the 0 point upgrade. It's kind of like for 0 points. You know what? I don't know.
I'm gonna put 3 on.
In the sort of the sort of 1 in 5, 10 games that you use it. What have you lost? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it makes you crit proof if you fly over an obstacle, which you shouldn't be doing anyway, but still.
But sometimes, sometimes you do. Like if you're flying, actually, if you're flying a Palp shuttle, you frequently go over rocks and stuff because the thing steers like a brick.
Yeah.
And often, people don't expect you to do that.
Yeah.
So,
So what does this go on?
The ghost maybe because it's 0 agility.
Yeah.
And you don't want
if you fail your
and somebody
position.
getting at range 1 means they can't. Look, it is pretty valuable. An opponent shooting at you and not being able to modify their dice. I mean, they could roll all blanks or they could roll all focus and still not be able to spend it. But it has to be at range 1, and you have to take a weapons disabled token, so you can't shoot. And the obvious response is, sometimes you just know naturally you're not going to be able to get a shot.
Yeah.
But
so if you're on a ghost, you got no.
That.
Yeah.
Like you have to take the weapons disabled token before you even move.
Yeah.
Like.
Another good reason for this is I'm a big fan of bumping, obviously. Sometimes if you miss the bump and they've still got a shot on you, this might be better.
Yeah. It's a 0 point upgrade, so I refuse to say this upgrade is bad because it's free.
Yeah.
But also, if you're gonna make this work, you've earned it. I reckon if a situation actually occurs in one of your games where the scrambled effect that you have applied actually saves you, you're gonna call people around like, friends, gather, observe.
I made it work once. So, Lockie,
Yeah.
Mike, what else is in this?
Well, there's no ball gullet crew member. I was really wanting a ball gullet.
More gullets will find
Gullet!
More gullets! Oh no.
You get to look at the other person's dial and then they lose their mind.
Yes. So I just think that's a missed opportunity. But I think Lockie, we've been talking. How many years have we been talking about this potential?
Well, I've been playing X-Wing for 3 years, which means I've been wanting an X-Wing fix for about 2.5.
Yes.
And the first half of the year was you finding out that it really does need a fix, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there is a S-foils.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Homebrew X-Wing fixes were like 90% dual side card servo S-foil cards. So this is sort of an obvious, not obvious. That's bad. What am I saying? We expected that this card
As soon as two-sided cards come out, people are like, well, that makes S4 super cool.
Oh yeah.
So we can't see a whole lot, but what we can see is that there is the boost action
Yeah.
on the closed S-foils.
Okay. When it's closed, we have performs or maybe increase your agility by 1.
Whoa!
So that would make X-Wings with 3 greens, and while it's this way up, you have the boost. And then it says treat, and so I'm wondering if something maybe gets treated as green that's normally white, perhaps.
Yep.
And then it says I think it's at the start of the phase. You flip the card over.
Yeah.
And then when they're open, obviously you'd have the standard 2 green dice, and if you're not stressed, your hard 3s become Talon rolls. So it brings the dial a little bit closer to the T70.
Yep.
And you can't boost when it's that way. You might be able to barrel roll. I don't know.
It's really hard to read. Like, we are squinting and closing one eye.
Yeah. But it's
Does it do anything to the attack value?
I doubt it.
Damn. It's already still got 3, so that's pretty good.
So there's only one flight assist astromech in this pack, but one of the X-wing pilots, PS7 with an EPT, because I've talked before about my theory about hard capping. Like, I think they want this ship to function at PS9, therefore they made it PS7 because VI has to be part of the design process. After you perform a boost or barrel roll action, you may flip your equipped servomotor S-foils upgrade card. Now that's going to be pretty cool because this person's going to be able to use both sides of the card per turn instead of only one. So this person's going to be able to do some pretty maneuverable stuff with an X-Wing you normally can't do. So VI and Flight Assist Astro are going to be sort of the standard build for this ship.
Does these S-foils, does it look like it's going to be this particular X-Wing only or T65 only?
Well, that's the interesting thing. It says T65. Now, as written in the game, the T65 X-Wing doesn't exist. So they're going to have to specify a way of making, unless there's an errata in future that says every X-Wing that isn't T70 is now a T65. The dial you can see just says X-Wing. The tiles you can see just say X-Wing. So, look, that boost symbol, it's unlikely, but could possibly be you may only equip this card if you do not have the boost.
Yeah.
So there'll be something that says every X-Wing without a boost is now a T65 that... I don't know. It's in there. They're going to have to get it in there somehow. Unless, like, Renegade Refit, the title that comes with it, might say, you cannot equip this to a ship with boost. Your ship becomes a T65.
But what else does that refit give you? That's the interesting thing.
I think it's going to say... Because I'm seeing people say, this is just going to be a rip-off of Vaxi, and that's repetitive and boring and a shame. I think all it's going to say is, you may equip servomotor S-foils and one other upgrade, because people are going to want S-foils and integrated astromech.
Yeah.
That's all I reckon. Now, is the X-Wing going to get a discount? I have no idea.
Ooh, like a 2-point discount. So something following the Defender and the A-Wing.
Look, I think it would be fair for it to be cheaper.
Yeah, I think it needs to be. You know,
because, I mean, I think the other thing is, because when you look at the X-Wings, the way they're priced, back in Wave 1, 2, they're pretty expensive.
But that's the thing, is that they were fair at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So whether or not the Renegade refit applies to the U-wing as well, I think it's unlikely.
So can we say with a high degree of confidence, based on this pilot ability, based on what we can gauge off the off these cards here, that the servo motor is going to give us an increased agility and ability to boost. So it's going to bring it's going to be, that's what we're really talking about.
Yeah.
Because I think a 3 agility ship makes it really much more competitive.
Yeah. It's going to help it
and
get
a
around.
boost maneuverability, absolutely.
Do you think this will bring it back? Do you think this is the one? Do you reckon they're actually going to hit the nail on the head?
There is an evade token in the spread.
Ooh.
So, look, that could be for the U-wing, because there's only one of them. But, look, is it going to bring it back? I think it could, because, I mean, ships have come out of obscurity in the game before, and really the X-wing, it doesn't need much. The problem with the X-wing is not that it's bad. The problem is there are too many things that are better. So
Well,
if
it's a
you
little
can...
bit... Is it going to be a case of what happened with the Vaxi upgrade? Because everybody was really excited that the Kirax was going to have all these upgrades and we're going to see a sea of Kirax, but we really haven't seen that many Kirax around, have we?
It seemed like a fun thing to do.
Yes,
but it was
like you could
definitely
kidder
a
that-
fun thing to do.
It was a fun thing to do. Like, we have not... Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like...
If the X-wing doesn't come to like professional
Yeah.
level play, but it comes back to casual play, then I still regard that as a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not see an X-wing in the squad that wins the next Worlds after this box comes out, but if I go to our game shop on Monday night and see tables covered in X-wings, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good for the game.
Yeah.
Because that's the long-standing criticism of the game.
X-Wing the miniatures game. Where are the X-Wings?
Has
Yeah.
no X-wings.
People
good
come up
jokes.
to you and say, "What game are you playing?" And you call it X-wing, and they go, "Where are the X-wings?" And,
Yeah.
well, let me tell you a story.
I haven't seen... that brings me back.
I
haven't seen one of
think
those X-Wings in a long time.
it's too early to say, and there's something else very exciting we should talk about: the potential of the articulated model with the wings that actually.
That's not going to happen.
No way.
No way.
People
I
are
would
pointing-
love that, but no way.
Yeah, people are pointing to the photo of it in the blister and saying the wings looked closed, and maybe they do, but they're not.
They're not. Yeah. There is that. Look, potentially, luckily, I'm with you. I think if it just makes it more popular, good thing. I would like to see it competitive. I don't know. I think between my T65 and T70 models, I've got about 10. So
Yeah.
I truly believe going forward that like every wave for the next couple of years should feature a ship that's in the game already. Because
Yep,
the game doesn't need
More
new
ships,
ships pulled from obscurity.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is a Skurg? And
Yeah.
I will give some sort of prize, like maybe a hug or something, to anyone who can say they'd heard of the Skurg before it came out in X-Wing. Like, there are so many ships. Yeah, the Jump Master. Like,
Yeah, the
what?
Jump Master didn't even have illustrations.
Yeah.
There was like, yep.
Yeah, we need the X-wing back. We need the TIE Interceptor back.
Yes.
We need,
I need the TIE Fighter back.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I've had enough of them. Okay, we've rambled on about this for quite some time. I'm really excited to hear some lore from you, Lockie.
D. Williams talks about Colt 45.
There are 2 rules to remember if you want to have a good time. Rule number 1, never run out of Colt 45. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1.
Lando Calrissian comes from the planet Socorro, which tells you a little bit about him. It turns out when you look up the planet, because it's a criminal planet basically. So I guess a little bit like Tatooine.
Wait, like Australia Criminal Planet or like?
Oh no, no! It's it's a smuggler haven. So it's kind of like, you watch.
It's like Nal Hutta or Nar Shaddaa, which are sort of hut worlds. They're just dens of iniquity,
yeah, that kind of thing.
hive
yeah.
of scum and villainies.
Yeah, like a pirate island or something like that.
Pirate Island.
Yeah. So you grow up in one of these places, and I suppose you would grow up in the culture of it. So your chances of being a normal law-abiding citizen are fairly low.
Not much of a government on the planet, and what government there was usually different groups of criminals, so it would sort of change hands fairly regularly. And there's a little bit of commerce on the planet, but it was typically illegal. So you wouldn't grow up to get a normal job because.
So was it Outer Rim?
Oh yes.
Of course, I was going to say
yeah. So and Outer Rim planet where, all the work was illegal. So he had to learn from a young age. You had to be able to charm your way into work or steal it or something like that. So he
Old steal and work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So his early life is what happened in it is a little bit obscured. He was a mercenary a little bit, but mostly he was a gambler because that was the thing that he was best at. I think this part is something I'm just making up, but I think he was probably not very wealthy at all when he was younger. He and his family not wealthy because the planet was colonized by settlers from other systems. So I think that might be why it ended up the way it did. It was just people found a planet and they went, look, let's not run the place properly. Let's just have card games and stuff.
It's very Wild West, you know what I mean? It's like very frontier.
Yeah.
If I was to use an analogy in that respect. Yeah. Yep.
So one thing that I liked about Lando and his story was luck was a really important part of his life, but it was mixed. Like for every time I found something about him that involved good luck, you'd find something equally bad luck to kind of balance it out.
Yep.
So I didn't want to tell you every example because there was too many, but just quickly, my favorite one of his stories that involved like purely mixed luck was where he found this primitive tribe who asked him to kill a rancor for them because he told them he was a Jedi. And so they said,
that's so good.
So they said, okay, so there's this rancor in the area that's wrecking our stuff and killing us. So can you stop it from doing that? And he goes, yeah, man, that's fine. I'll kill you, rancor, because he knew that a rancor had recently been killed in the area by poachers. So he went to the dead rancor to like get a bit of it to prove it was dead or something. And there was an alive rancor there as well, still. And he was like, oh no! So he thinks, oh wait, that's right, rancors can't swim. So he tricks this rancor into going into a lake, and it turns out they can swim. And so he thought it was going to kill him, but it just kind of swam away. So he's like, oh, okay, that's fine. So he goes to the tribe's people and says, I killed your rancor, and they gave him these rare artifacts as a reward, and then he found out they were fake. Anyway, so yeah, gambling was always his main thing. He learned how to do it at a young age, partly because he had to. So when he was 17, he was able to convince these older people these older men, that he was old enough to play. And he snuck out of school to enter a tournament, and he was actually going to win. But the way Sabak works is the cards are electronic, and the values on Sabak cards change at random at a certain part of the game. Yeah, so you have a hand, and you have to use that hand before it changes because it might end up being something useless later on. So when you put it on the table has a field that locks their value. So if you have a hand that's no good, you wait for a while, maybe it ends up being good, and so on and so on.
That would be a great app.
Yeah, I suppose it would, actually. Yeah. But yeah, so he had this really high value hand, and he was going to win. And instead of putting the cards in the field that locked their value, he started bragging about how he'd won, but he'd actually forgot to play the winning hand, and he lost. But so he learned from that moment that he had to actually, concentrate and be a winner. So he actually committed to playing his games and his cons properly. And in his adult life, he won the Millennium Falcon. He met Han Solo because he wanted to hire the best pilot he could find to teach him to fly, and Han taught him to fly the Falcon, and he became a smuggler. Now, he didn't always want to be a criminal. He tried to go legit, but the problem was being a legitimate trader in the Outer Rim in the galaxy was sometimes more trouble than it was worth. Like if you were 100% legit, then sometimes your cargo would be really, really heavily taxed to the point where it wasn't worth it, or people would rob you or try to murder you, which is something that happened to him multiple times. So he always found himself playing Sabak again. It'd be like, look, all I need is one more big score and I'll raise the money to go legit. And that just kept happening and happening to the point where he went, look, I'm just going to make Sabak my thing that I do. Instead of using it for other stuff, I'm just going to be a Sabak player. So one of the main things that I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight were to sort of explain the two things he's famous for, running Cloud City and the Battle of Tanab.
Yes.
So to explain Cloud City, he had been robbed by Gerrera Renthal, who is a Y-Wing pilot in the Scum faction. I found out, I couldn't find much more information about it, but he actually dated Gerrera Renthal, but he dated her after she'd robbed him. So
you get his respect, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they obviously had a way they could make that relationship work, and that's just super duper. So at that point, he didn't have many credits. He had a ship lot on Nar Shaddaa, so he had some ships, but he didn't have much in the way of money. So because he was heavily in debt, he entered the Cloud City Sabak tournament. Now, what is Cloud City? You might remember from when I told you guys about the X-Wing. Cloud City was made by the Incom Corporation. It was a Tibanna gas mining facility, which Bespin was largely Tibanna gas. I think that Tibanna gas was used for laser weaponry in ships. So
that's not the gas that takes you into hyperspace.
No.
Right.
Blaster weapons use Tibanna to work. So there are facilities that harvest that to make weapons.
Are all the clouds on Cloud City Tibanna?
I don't know.
Okay.
But enough of them are to make it worthwhile, because Cloud City's been there for thousands of years. So it is an entirely man-made structure, obviously, like an entirely man-made city. It's for housing miners and also tourists. So that, I guess that's why they have the large tournament there. So he made a bet.
I guess the good thing about Cloud City is if you ever fell off the side, you just come out the other side.
Or you end up in the middle and get squashed.
Yeah.
But at the Cloud City Sabak tournament was some guy you've probably heard of named Han Solo. Solo was in the tournament as well, and they ended up on the top table playing against each other. Lando made a bet for any ship on his lot. If you beat him, you could have any ship on the lot. Now, Han won that tournament and said, I want the Falcon. And Lando was like, no, I said any ship on my lot. The Falcon is my ship. And Solo's like, where is the Falcon? Lando's like, well, it's on my lot. But Solo was like, where is the Falcon? Now, Lando thought that nobody would want the Falcon because, as we know, famously, it's sort of
junk.
It's a piece of junk, yeah. So he thought that people would look at it and not want it, not realize it was awesome on the inside. But because Solo was the one who taught him how to fly it, he knew how good it was. Yeah. So Lando's lost this tournament, lost most of his money, lost his favorite ship, and Han's just gone, okay, thanks, bye, and disappeared. So Lando stays on Cloud City for a few months, just gambling. And the Baron Administrator, that's the guy who runs the place, Dominic Raynor, had noticed how successful he was, Lando. And he challenged him to a game of Sabak. And Raynor is just winning and winning and winning. And Calrissian lost his other personal ship, the Cobra, which is like a scout version of a Lambda shuttle. And the reason Raynor was able to win so much was because the Sabak deck contained a Skifter, which is a card designed for cheating because the player can manually control what the value of the Skifter
Really?
is. Yeah, so it takes out the random element of it. So some bloke called Barpoptimus Drebel.
But so needs to be a pilot.
Yeah.
No,
It
it's
sounds like a bad Autobot.
yeah, it was I included that because it was just like the epitome of something ridiculous from Legends. Barpoptimus Drebel was an enemy of Lando's because Lando had beat him at cards so much. So Drebel and Raynor come up with this scheme. Drebel's put the Skifter in, and Raynor's going to take him for everything he's got. So at one point during the game, somebody discovers that the skifter is in the deck, and Raynor goes, "Oh no, well this is terrible. No, we're not having this. We're not having this." And Drebel gets kicked out of Cloud City, but Raynor he doesn't consider the games to be tainted. He's like, okay, well the bad element is out, but we're gonna say that all the other games still count. Lando's like,
clearly neither of us would have used it.
Yeah, and Lando is just like, no. So he decides he's gonna stay in the game, and he's going to win all his money back because he's been cheated. But because he had been cheated, he needed 5 million credits to win the game, but he was skint. He was all out. But then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, he gets an anonymous electronic transfer of 4 million credits, and he goes, "Okay, I'm not going to question where this comes from. I bet you 4 million credits plus all the rest of the ships on my lot versus your 5 million credits, and the winner gets to be the Baron Administrator of Cloud City." Right. And Raynor, he went for it, and he lost. And it turns out that, Lobot, the bald guy with the
cool thing,
yeah. So Lobot was the guy who sent in the money, because nobody at Cloud City actually liked Raynor. So Lobot saw this Lando guy and
was Lobot the second in command the whole time? Or?
I think so. Yeah. So
he is, and I think when they expand the universe, he's quite significant, even in canon.
So Lobot kind of took a punt on the new guy and helped him cheat, and then they kind of became bros. So it sucks that in X-Wing Brobot is already a term, because that would be perfect for Lobot. But okay, so
Lobot crew card.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Now the other question I had in my mind was, why was Lando qualified to lead a military attack in Return of the Jedi?
And he was a general.
Yeah, and a general, which is no small thing.
Yeah.
So, what exactly was the Battle of Tanab, the little maneuver at the Battle of Tanab? So, Tanab was a farming world, and these pirates came to Tanab every year to demand tribute, because this planet couldn't defend themselves. The Empire was supposed to protect them, but they really didn't care. Tanab only had Z-95s to defend themselves, and so these pirates just... I don't know, I guess kind of Viking style. They were like, you owe us tribute. Every time we come, you pay us, and that's it. So Lando was there at one of these demands for tribute just by coincidence. He didn't know this was going on, had no personal stake in it. He didn't want to be there. He was just delivering a shipment of beans, and he thought he would deliver the beans and just be on his way. But the pirate attack shut down the local shipping for a few days. So Lando's sitting in the bar, not able to go anywhere. He's like, "What? This sucks. I'm bored." And he's watching part of the attack on TV in the bar. And he notices that the pirates are actually not very skilled pilots. They're really just taking on people who can't defend themselves. And that's the only reason that they're winning. So he starts to boast that he could beat them. And some guy bets him, "You know what? I don't think you can." And Lando, he's like, "All right, well, now that a bet has happened, I'm actually going to do something about this." So he jumps in his ship, he flies past the orbital defenses, and he hides in the ice ring that orbits the planet. When the pirates get close enough, he launches the other thing that he had in his ship, which was a whole lot of Connor nets.
Oh.
So
and that auto damage, just they couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and those ion tokens.
They ioned off the board.
Yeah. There was a pretty good quote, which I just realized I've forgotten to write down, but it went something like, "My plan would have seemed like a long shot to anybody who didn't know I had the Connor nets. As it turned out, the only one who knew I had the Connor nets was me." So he's dropped a whole lot of Connor nets. A clump of enemy ships just smashes into them. Then he starts using tractor beams to throw chunks of ice at them.
That needs to be a mechanic in the game.
Yeah. So once the Tanab Defense Force realize what's going on, so they actually join the battle. Lando starts giving them orders. They follow him, and under their direction, they're able to wipe out the pirates. Lando personally destroys 19 fighters and disables 2 corvettes. So the pirates were scared off and they didn't go back. The people of Tanab, they offered him the position of marshal, which he turned down because he found out what the salary was and thought it was too low.
Nice.
Like, nah, I'm good.
But yeah, so Lando's pilot ability, I suppose, kind of reflects that he did have some, I guess, through like charm and like, he had some leadership ability, but yeah, his pilot ability in the game's not that great. But it was an early wave mechanic. Like that's the only way I can defend it. His crew card is pretty cool.
His crew card's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's 3 points.
Well, yeah, but
You're rolling 2 dice and you're gonna get something.
Yeah,
But
look, you saw it a lot. You saw it on back in the earlier waves. You saw it on the Falcon quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I like the crew card because it reflects his personality. Like, yeah, you can blank out, but you can get really evasive. I think the optimum roll with Lando crew is 1 evade and 1 focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I once flew a squad with 2 B-Wings in it, 1 with Jan Ors and 1 with Lando. My theory was that B-Wings with evade tokens would be a bit more survivable.
Yeah.
Let's just say I still want a B-Wing fix. But anyway.
Well, the X-Wing fix is coming, so...
It is, yes!
This might be, I think...
Anyway, yeah, so that's a couple of cool stories about Lando.
That's good.
And yeah, I think I'm looking forward to seeing him in the new movie, and I think he deserves to be in episode 9.
I think, I agree. It needs to be more Lando love.
It does. There needs to be more Lando love. There needs to be... with this new movie coming out, they'll probably re-release his like a new card for him and a new crew card for him. That'd be pretty cool, I think. Okay. Let's move on to the end of the show.
I don't claim you can have a better time with Colt 45 than without it. But why take chances?
The power of Colt 45.
It's the end of the night, and you know what that is. Shout-outs time. I wanted to shout out to Charles Byers from Star Wars Tabletop Gaming. His YouTube channel's gotten pretty big pretty quickly because Legion is a thing that people like.
There is a lot of buzz for Legion.
Yes, I came onto his show. We sat down, had a chat, which was pretty cool. It was supposed to be a 15-minute thing, turned into a 15-minute thing. He had to break up the video. I don't think he was ready for that. Not sorry.
But I watched it. Worth watching. No, not just saying that, but go find him on the YouTubes.
Yes,
I like seeing another Australian as well.
Yes,
yeah.
I like that some of the biggest things are Australian. You know, Fly Casual is pretty big. Like for streaming. Legion, we got Star Wars Tabletop Gaming, and for X-Wing, us.
And Harry Nick.
Harry, oh yeah, of course, and Harry Nick, he's
we can't forget, Harry Nick's doing really well.
And his co-host Justin, who I've never met, but I, for some reason, hope is Harry.
I think he is.
Harry Nick and Harry Nick.
Yeah, I think that's...
Harry Nick and Harry Justin?
I think he had a Harry Gamers originally, wasn't
Oh, those Harry Gamers, that's right.
Those Harry
Was the
Gamers,
other channel theirs, yeah.
All Harry, all the time. I also want to shout out to Scott Bryant. He started a thread asking for podcast suggestions, and Brady McCoy, Mike Adams, James Esker suggested us because I guess we're pretty awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for suggesting us, and thank you for getting our name out there.
And thinking of Brady McCoy, he actually sent us a message to say that he played in a game where somebody proxied Krennic. They put the optimized condition on Wampa. So every time Wampa fired, he used Palpatine to guarantee a crit. Then he would cancel the crit to deal a face down damage card and spend his other dice to take away a shield. So he was doing guaranteed damage, but actually not rolling dice, which
that's really good.
Which is kind of fascinating.
That's really good.
So Krennic,
so
Palp, and
janky.
Wampa.
That's so janky. I like
it.
it.
Brady said that he was flying Rey and Nora. I forgot to ask him if his Nora had Saw on it, because I mean it's a proxy game, so it could have. Brady, tell us if you were flying Saw. The other person we want to shout out to is Steve King, who sent us a message saying, "Hi guys, I'm a long-time fan of the show, and by that I mean 2 weeks, and I'm all out of episodes, so speed up and make more."
Thank you. You just Netflixed us.
Yeah,
binge.
Binged us.
So Steve King, we made another episode for you.
This one's for you, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we should make more content for you, because you made that scary one with the clown, and you didn't make a sequel to The Shawshank Redemption, but that's fine.
Is that Steve King?
Yeah.
Oh.
There was that one scene in the book with all the kids and that.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Steve King, come on, buddy.
Yeah, moving on.
I bet he
Joel.
gets it all the time, and I bet he hates it.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely not the first person to do that.
Joel David just started listening to us and really likes the law section, so thank you. It's one of our favourite sections,
yeah.
I have to say. I love doing the law.
Yeah.
And he's also another casual player, so it's good. There's lots of us who just love Star Wars, love the game. And Mark Fairbrother, who has been sharing a lot of our content, we just wanted to shout out and to say a big thanks. It is very, very much appreciated.
Yes, we that's how we get our name out there. That's how people can listen to us ramble about the things we love to do and the things we love to play, and you can hear more lore. More people can hear more lore, and therefore we will make more lore for more people to hear.
Never forget legends.
Never
forget legends.
Hashtag never forget legend.
I also wanted to mention, I think we made a video about this a little bit ago. We're now selling t-shirts at Teespring, and there will be a link in this description and probably every description from now on. If you like our show and you want to help us in any way, why not buy an X-Wing shirt? They're not all going to say... They don't all say us.
It's not all branded.
They're not all going to say hell of a pile. Most of them I'm making are just X-Wing shirt related. Yeah. So if you like shirts and you like X-Wing and you've thought to yourself, damn it guys, I wish I could wear a shirt to X-Wing, and I don't know why you're going bare-shirted.
So can I just say, we do it because, first of all, we love the audience, but it just helps us with the running costs, that's all. When we're not in it for the big bucks, we do this for pure love. But it does help because there is a little bit of cost behind the scenes.
No, we're not in it for the money. We're in it for the cards and models that people send us.
Yes, and the groupies.
Oh, I can't believe I nearly forgot to thank him. I
need to mention something else
I sent
too.
Mike Bird in America. There's a tradition that we have in Australia. That tradition is called sending Vegemite to Americans.
Yes, my grandfather spoke to me about this when I was a young tacker.
Yeah. So I did that. I got a little jar of Vegemite and I popped it in the mail and I sent it to Mike Bird and I warned him. I said, if you've never had this stuff before, have it with lots of butter. And he went, okay.
Yeah.
And he said it was all right.
Yeah.
So you missed a great chance to be like, you just got to scoop it, like spoon it like Mike does.
Big tablespoon.
Big tablespoons.
That's the thing. See, I think people in other countries, I think they assume that Vegemite is like sweet, like jam, or maybe like meat, like lightly savory, like peanut butter, and they put lots of it on. Then it like burns their face off because Vegemite's like a little bit salty and spicy, and that you're supposed like go easy on that stuff, Yeah. Anyway,
what were you gonna say, Mike?
Just very quickly mention that we did put it up on the Facebook page and the like, but I flew the beautiful TIE Hunter. Last Monday.
That was a great photo of you.
So it was great. So I just wanted to say thank you very much again to our
How
family.
did it fly?
It was a thing of beauty. It was wonderful. So very much appreciated flying that. So it was wonderful. So
what did you? Because this is a ship that doesn't exist,
yes.
and the rules were sort of made up for it. Tell me its pros and if it had any cons.
I would say, you know what? If anything, the title with the cannon made a little overpowered. Having said that, using the TIE FO dial, it flew really well. I flew the pilot named after myself, so I could do the white S sloops, and so it was incredibly maneuverable. It was lots of fun. I paired it with a decimator, so and had Kylo, and Lachlan wasn't very impressed with me.
Well, it was I was flying really low agility ships, and so
you weren't ready for
he had a decimator. Actually, look, the Hunter was fantastic, but let's talk about his decimator for a minute. The decimator had Kylo. The
hotshot gunner,
the mercenary co-pilot, and hotshot co-pilot. So lots of co-pilots in there. But so he was critting me at every range with Shirano, and so I could never have a focus, and I could never, like, he killed my Nim, and my Nim never shot because he was blinded all the time, and then he took my focus away all the time. So like I was trying to run a brawler nim with
An Azitak, yeah.
with a synced turret,
Yeah.
which has worked really well for me in the past. But Mike was like, "No, what you do is never ever shoot, okay?" and yeah, he literally, and then the TIE Hunter, the TIE Hunter was like, "Yeah, no, this is fine," and flies into range 1 with a mangler cannon and the title that allows it to shoot mangler cannon and the primary, and all Lachlan ships go boom.
It was fun.
So yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it was. It really was.
No, so thank you. It was beautiful. I've got the models sitting here in front of me, so yes.
Yeah, I wanna fly with the TIE Hunter and the title again, but in future I would say the TIE Hunter title allows you to equip the cannon, and then it stops there, not the double tap shooting. But
still, it was good. It was really lots of fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, listeners. It's the end of the night, and personal thank you to, I don't know, what name can we go this time? Jennifer. Mm-hmm. To you, Jennifer.
And Trish.
And Trish.
And to the FFG employee who is listening to us right now, show yourself.
We know it was you, Grant.
Yeah.
Guys, if it is, that's his name, it'll be. Alright, 100%, not gonna lie, they obviously rushed that show out. They rushed that
because it was full of errors.
It was full of errors.
Yeah.
They did it to troll us. It's almost confirmed. I'm still salty about that. I'm actually really salty.
Let's see what happens in the next 48 hours.
Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, and I will